Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to kind of walk through the formula again, and I'll probably be doing it for the main formula that I use for my trading. I'm going to be using it for the stock market, crypto, and Forex. That's probably what I'll be doing the next 3 days. Kind of going to walk you guys through the step-by-step formula. It works really well for me, so I kind of just want to go over how it can help you with each with the stock market, doing futures and doing Forex. So today I'm going to walk you through how to step by step how I do it for the stock market, and break it down. You don't necessarily need the paid membership of TradingView, but there's a workaround. But let's get started. Let me show you what you need to do and kind of what I look for when I'm doing my trading when the stock market's open. When I talk about this in most of my videos, this is the requirements of how to set it up to do the trade that I do every day. This is the formula that I do when I do my options trade. First of all, I go and I look up my indicators, and I go to 3 smooth moving averages. This will be able to, it'll condense down your moving averages into one indicator. That way, if you're using the free account, it's not going to plug up, because you're still going to need 2 other indicators. So this will allow you to use 2 other indicators by doing it this way. So when you have the 3 smooth moving averages here, you make the colors. The opacity is going to be down here, but just make sure the colors are bright. The important part here is the input. You need to change it to 5, 8, and 20. Now the 20 I have stand out just a little bit more, because the 20 is mainly just a guide to, I'm going to go into, but it's just a guide to really show you the overall direction where everything's going. So I make that a little bit more thick. I have it as red, as you can see right here. So you have that set up. The next thing is a little bit more tricky. This is the Impulse MACD. And basically, you're going to have everything checked off. You're only going to be checking the Impulse MACD and the Impulse MACD signal. You're going to be changing this to, I don't know what it is. I think it's, I don't know what it's on by default, but you just change it to a line. And then you change all these colors to a blue and make it less thick. So change them all to blue, make it less thick, and then all you need is the Impulse MACD signal. This is the same thing. It will look like this. And then, of course, you got to have your relative strength index. So here's the formula, really, to doing trades in the stock market. Now, I focus on the hour. You can do whatever time frame you want, but I find that the hour works the best. So what you want to do is you want to pay attention where your 20 moving averages, that's the red line. That's why I have it out to be a little bit more thick. So we can tell by just looking at the lines, when the 20 is above the other 2 lines, that is a signal of a downtrend. When it is below the other lines, it is a signal for an uptrend. So you can base your decisions off of where that line is. So like we see, from right here is the time that it started going down. And then we can see that the red line is under the other 2 lines, and this is a signal of an uptrend. So you use the moving average not to do any trades, but just to see where the overall direction is going. You do not use the moving averages to make your trades. The importance of the Impulse MACD is you're really only using it for to see when it's going to go flat. When it goes flat, that is a signal of consolidation periods, and you do not want to do any trades when everything is consolidated. So we'll see a couple examples here. See if there's any time where it consolidated. Moments like right here, we see it go flat. That's a consolidation period. Moments like right here, that's a consolidation period where there's not a lot of movement. right here, there's a consolidation period. So that's all the Impulse MACD is used for, is to see when something is consolidating, and that's usually after a big move up or down. So that's the only reason for the Impulse MACD. So what you want to do when you want to look for your signal, the first thing you want to look for, and now we're doing an options trade and we're on the hour, you want to look for the overall trend. You want to look for the overall trend, and that's right here. From the start of right here, it's a downtrend. So what we want to look for, since we know it is a downtrend, we want to look for moments in the RSI to where it starts to go back up, but then it comes back down. That's kind of the moment you want to look for. Because if you don't get in up here, you want to look for that signal down here. So what you want to look for, since we know it's a downtrend, we want to look for the moment when the RSI is crossing down. So whatever the trend is, you look for that in the RSI. And that's when you make your signals. So a good point would be right here. See it crossing down right here. And this would be a trade right here. It's as simple as that. Now you can use the Impulse MACD to see, you can see when it's potentially going to start changing directions, because you'll see that it'll start crossing back. That's a good exit point, but I really only use it for the consolidation. But let's just look at a couple other examples, and then you guys get the general idea. Okay, so right here we see that the red line is above the other two moving averages. So what we want to look for is when the RSI is crossing up. From anywhere in this point, we need to see, and it doesn't do that, it's just a solid trend up right there. We want to look for some other signals. Okay, this is a good example right here. Okay, so we see the trend is going up, the 20, the other two EMAs are above the 20. So what we want to look for, we can tell that this is an uptrend. What we want to look for in the RSI is when it's crossing up. So you get that moment here, you get that moment here, and you get that moment here. So those are the moments where you enter your trades. So if you were to do SPY, let's just say right about here. So you rode this out, and let's just do a day. And this is how you make daily profit. You just find those moments of when it's crossing you find the moments when it's crossing in the direction of the RSI. You already know what trend, what direction it's going. You just have to see it happen in the RSI. So this one day, this move right here for one day is a 627 move. 627. So usually it's about $50 for every dollar with SPY. So that move would have been $313. And this is easy scalable. Once you have enough in your capital, you can buy more contracts, and it'll just compound over time. But anyway, this is kind of the strategy I use for the stock market. It is really, really helpful. So I want to mention that if you guys go to my Patreon, I give out signals every day to stock market, crypto, and Forex. So if you want me to go over more from the market, just check out my Patreon. I'll go over more stuff that I really can't cover everything on my YouTube channel, but definitely check that out. Link will be in the description. Other than that, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys in future videos.